Hi guys, it's Leah from Brecht Party of 9, and today I want to share with you what I am using with my kindergartners. So I want to go through a series of videos where I show you what we're using for my kindergartner. We have a second grader this year, a fourth grader, and a fifth grader. So we're going to start with my kindergartner, and if you watched my last video, you know kind of my take on preschool, kindergarten, and those younger grades. I like to keep it simple. I'm not going to bog them down with a bunch of work. So basically, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Those are the things that I am focused on in kindergarten. So let's jump in and I'll show you what we've got for the year. For math, we have chosen Horizons. And I've only got the teacher's manual because we're using the crate system this year, and I'll do another video on that to explain to you exactly how we kind of set up and organize our year. But that requires pulling apart all the workbooks. So I don't have a lot of the workbooks, but I do have the teacher's manual. We're doing Horizons Math, kindergarten, and it's going really well so far. He seems to be doing fine in it, so we're going to continue with that. We're doing all about reading, and I can't say enough good things about this program. So there's the workbook. I haven't torn this apart yet. There's the teacher's guide. I've got all the cards in here, phonogram cards and word cards, and right over in that corner over there I have a whiteboard with all the tiles that go with this, and this has been a really great program for my son. I have seen him thrive in it and I love it. Cannot say enough good things. This is our first year using it and it has just worked out really, really well for us. It's a multi-sensory approach to teaching reading, and there's flashcards and memorization of the phonograms, and then he builds words on the whiteboard with the tiles, and it's been wonderful, and it's been really cool to just see my kindergartner light up as he's figuring out how to put letters together to make words, and it's been a really fun program. I cannot recommend that enough. I'll try to do a review on it later this year, maybe even at the end of the year, to let you know how we feel about it after we've completed the entire program. So that's kind of my goal. So we've got math, we've got our reading. For writing, I'm doing I'm doing a reason for handwriting. Couldn't remember for a minute. A reason for handwriting, and this is the kindergarten level. Again, I've already torn apart the workbook, so I don't have it to show you, but he just practices his letters on one side of the page, and then every day he flips it over, and then he draws a picture that starts with the same letters. So he likes it. It gives him some practice with his letters. He gets to take a break in color for a little bit, and it's a good motivator for him to get to the back of the page. In addition to that, these are just things that I use as I see fit. So one thing with my kindergartner, he's a little bit of an older age. He's 6. And he really struggles with the older kids having more to do. He does like to be included. So I have found some things that I can supplement his learning with if he is up for it. Now, I don't push these things. This is just if we have time, if he's wanting to sit down like the older kids and do a little bit more work. This is what I pull out. This is the, Memoria Press alphabet book. And this is a really great book. They usually do, I think for every letter, they do a page where they talk about the letter, the sound it makes, you practice writing the letter, then you identify the letter in like a group of other letters, and then there's some sort of fun activity to go with it. He likes it, it's fun, and it's just helping him practice with his writing. My biggest thing right now is working on him with his writing because his handwriting is not perfect by any means. I think he was probably a little bit behind with his fine motor skills, so I'm trying to really work up his fine motor skills and getting down his letters and all that kind of stuff. Once they learn to read and write, it goes so much smoother and is just, that's what I think kindergarten is for, teaching them how to read and write, and as long as we're accomplishing that, I'm happy. So we've got this book, and then again, a reason for handwriting. They both really focus on handwriting, and occasionally I'll pull out like some, you can find on Pinterest or online, just some worksheets with just practicing letters, because that's the other thing, is he really struggles with his letters. So if I can find him anything that helps practice his letters, that's what I'm going to do with him. Also, these are actually they were gifted to us, and I find that they're a pre-K, and then it says through early reader. These are developing the early learner. This is basically just thinking skills, and I find that it's a great resource. It's not something that I force on him. We don't do every day. There's 4 books in the series, and I have all 4 books. Again, it was gifted to me. My sister got it, and she never used it with her son. And I find if we can get to it, great. If he's really looking to be like the big kids and have more to do, then I'm going to pull these out and let him work through them. If not, that's fine. We may only get through 2 books this year. That's fine. I might find that I want to advance him to the second 2 books, because these first 2 books I thought were kind of geared to the younger learner, and that's fine. We've started in there, and if we want to jump ahead, we can. But yeah, these are a really great resource. So thinking skills and just good age-appropriate books for him to work on. The other thing I've got is the Scissor Skills, and this is just I want to say this came from Mardell, and it's just one of those, you find it in the pre-K section of the workbooks, and it's nothing special. It's just scissor skills, just exactly what it says. It is cutting flowers out and gluing them on the stem and things like that. Again, really working the fine motor skills, because once he can write, the world opens up. Once he can read, the world opens up. So that's what I'm focusing on. Those are great. And then again, alphabet sounds and pictures. This is just another resource I have. With the All About Reading, what I've been trying to do is the letters that we're working on. We typically do like 1 lesson for a day or 2, and then we add another lesson until he masters the sounds of the letters. And whatever letters we're working on, I will pull out the letter from this book, and there's just like a picture to color for the letter on each side. So it's just a fun activity. Again, more busy work, and I'm not a fan of busy work, but this is the first time I've had a kindergartner who is watching his older siblings sit down and do school for longer periods of time, and he just wants to be included. So this is a good resource where it's not heavy workload, but if he wants to sit with us, he can, or I can put it on a clipboard and tell him he's doing school, and he'll carry it to the other room and work on it. So good, just fun activity for him. So that's what we're doing this year. Again, if you watched my last video, you know I'm not big on bogging down 5, 6, 7-year-olds. I think reading and writing and doing their basic math and getting them the foundation is the most important. So you're not going to see me trying to teach history and science and all these other subjects that I just don't think are necessary at this age. Reading, writing, and arithmetic are the most important, and as long as I've got those covered, we can get school done. I devote about an hour to him at the beginning of the day. I find he feels special and really likes it when I start with him. And I want to make sure that I get him done, because I find that the big kids often take up a lot more time. They've got more questions. Their stuff's more complex and needs more teaching one-on-one. And we can get to the end of the day, and I was not finding time to fit him in. So what I've switched my schedule, and I just do him right away, right out the gate. My kids get their independent work. He and I sit down for 1 hour, typically, start to finish. We go through his math, and I have to sit by him and do these lessons, these math lessons with him. And I have to read the questions to him and all of that, because he's just not, he's not reading yet. So same thing with All About Reading. It's a great program. He's starting to sound out words. He's super excited, but again, it is a lot of mommy intensive, but it's 1 hour. That's not that much for kindergarten. Really, this is a good workload for him. A lot of extras that we can throw in if he wants them, but if he is having a day where he doesn't want to sit for very long, I'm absolutely fine just doing his math, his handwriting, and his All About Reading. That's what we're using for our kindergartner this year. Stay tuned. My next video will be what we're using for our 2nd grader, and then following those will be 4th and 5th grade. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.